When people are exploring native advertising with traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Yahoo Gemini, they are comparing it usually with social media, like for example with Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. And in this video, I want to clarify a little bit that those strategies, those marketing strategies, are not fighting against each other. Usually, they are working together. And let me explain you in this video why is that and what are the advantages and disadvantages of every platform here. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. What we're doing on a daily basis is we run profitable performance marketing campaigns on traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Yahoo Gemini, and many more. And as mentioned already, people are usually comparing social media ads versus native ads, and it doesn't make really sense to compare them because what's better in general? Is it a SUV or a sports car? You know, it depends what's the surface, where you want to go. If you want to go to the forest, the SUV is definitely better. If you want to a racetrack, then the sports car might make more sense than a SUV. And it's the same with social versus native advertising. So in general, the rule of thumb here is native advertising makes only then sense when you want to scale, when you have already a good amount of or a good number of sales, when you have a good amount of revenue, and when you have the cash flow and liquidity to afford native advertising campaigns, because native ads are usually more expensive than, for example, Facebook ads. And just a quick disclaimer, I have an agency for native advertising, so my point of view is a little bit more pro native advertising and less pro social, just FYI. So in my case, it's my point of view, it's my personal opinion here, so it's not a neutral video here at all. However, I try to make it as neutral as possible for you, and I will also talk about the disadvantages of native, of course, and not just about the disadvantages of social. So let's dig in. Let's start with social, and when we talk about social, it doesn't matter if you're talking about Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, it's almost the same because I'm talking here about some general things and not about some specific things for the platforms. And let's start with the first topic. And the first topic is the vast majority of content is video. The good news here is that videos are easier to create, to produce than ever before. Everybody of us has a video creating device with a smartphone in his pocket, and that's absolutely insane. So it never was so easy like nowadays to create a video. And especially for platforms like, for example, TikTok, a simple UGC video created with your iPhone is usually performing way better than a super professional video. So this is just in general, but however, this means that you have to produce this content. So maybe you're familiar, or maybe you like to stay in front of the camera, then it's easy for you. If you don't like to stand in front of the camera and explain your product and or explain your service, then you have to hire somebody else who did it. You have to hire a U2C agency or something like that. So it's a content creation machine you need here in the background. And because of that, because for video, it's more difficult to get some stock content or get some, I mean, not stock content is also easy, of course, you know it, but stock content, what is converting. Because of course you can get some good stock content with some high glossy, very nice videos. But these are usually not the videos that are converting. That's the issue here. So long story short, you have to create some kind of UGC content. That's the easiest thing. Of course, you can also produce high quality content, but this is usually more expensive and more time intense. So the easiest way here is to create UGC content, user-generated content, which can be a testimonial also, but you need the content. You need kind of a content machine in the background to handle all the stuff here. Let's jump to the next thing. And the second thing is you have a faster ad fatigue. And you have this ad fatigue, especially on TikTok. That's crazy here. So ad fatigue means that your ad is getting faster burned. So when you have an ad, it's like a newspaper. Imagine you have a newspaper with a title page, with the first page, and it's the same on Monday, it's the same on Tuesday, it's the same on Wednesday, it's the same on Thursday. On Monday, okay, people buy it. On Tuesday, people are getting skeptic because they saw it already. And on Wednesday, nobody will buy it because it's the same newspaper than on Monday. Why should I buy it? And here it's almost the same. So you have a way faster ad fatigue. So your ad burn is getting way quicker. So you have to create, this is what I meant with, you need kind of a content machine in the background, because as soon as you see, driven by KPIs, that you have this kind of ad fatigue, you have to give the platform and the algorithm the next piece of content to run traffic on. The third thing is you have kind of an interaction. You can react on the comments. You have a personal line, more or less a personal way of communication with your clients or prospects. On the one hand side, it can be very positive, especially if you have a team, a dedicated team who is answering all the questions like how can you use your product? How fast is the shipping? Is this and this payment method available? So that's extremely positive, because if you have an ad and people are commenting down there, you have more reach in general, so you have also reach for free. And additionally, people are reading the comments and you're answering already their questions. And it's in general positive when you are answering these kind of questions. Also critical questions like, hey, I see your competitor is cheaper. Yeah, okay, that's right. But look, our competitor doesn't have this, this, and this. So that's a very, very positive thing on the one hand side. But on the other hand side, it's also very risky, because unfortunately people and we saw it especially on Facebook, it's crazy. It's way less on Instagram and TikTok, but in Facebook you have the majority of the comments are negative nowadays. In the past couple of years, it switched into a negative atmosphere. So you just get like shit storms, and you just get like people who just don't like it, who doesn't know anything about the product or service. They just don't like it, and so there are strategies and ways to work against it, like shared in the beginning, and let some other people comment down there. But however, you have to work actively in the comment section. So it's almost impossible just to create an ad and, for example, don't manage the comments here. That's super, super dangerous. Therefore, you need somebody. It can be you or either somebody else, but you definitely need somebody who is managing these comments and who is reacting in a proper way, because it doesn't make sense always to just delete them or hide them. Instead of this, if you can of course hide them if it's something completely crazy or some hate speech, then it makes sense to hide it. But if it's something critical, it makes sense to answer it, to reply here, and to get to let people dig into this topic a little bit more. But it's more work, so you definitely have to do this work, and you definitely have to be very aware of this comment section. And last but not least are fast shitstorms, and this is a little bit correlated to the third point here, which are the comments, the interaction, because as soon as people, or as soon as you might have some negative advertising or some negative comments, shitstorms are starting way shorter. And that's super dangerous, because it can happen that, for example, there is a video of you as a CEO and somebody's just cutting from an interview just 2 seconds from a 30-minute video, or let's say 20 seconds from a 30 minutes video. And these 20 seconds without any context doesn't make any sense. So these kind of shitstorms are going way faster than on any other traffic source out there, and that's super dangerous in social media. And that's also relevant for Twitter, of course, or some other, or for the internet in general, but that's a big danger. So you have to be aware that it can be positive. So if there's a positive hype, it's going way faster. But also if there is a negative, like kind of a mini shitstorm, it's also going unfortunately very fast and can implode your brand. So these are my 4 points for social. And it's not just negative, it's not just positive, it's something in between. There are always 2 different sides, and you have to check what's the more convenient way for you, or at least you have to see that these things are there. So for example, it's neither positive or negative that people can comment under a Facebook ad. For example, on TikTok you can hide it, or on TikTok you can make it impossible that people are able to comment. But for example, on Facebook you're unable to do this, so people can comment per default. And this means you need somebody who is answering the comments there. So it's neither positive or negative, it is what it is. So let's switch now to the native advertising side. And also here we have not just positive things, not just negative things, also a huge mix of everything. Again, my 4 points about it. Let's jump into it. First thing is you have not visible ads. So imagine this. When you have a native ad, it's this kind of advertising. People are on a news page. And when people are on a news page, they are on a page which they trust, you know. Imagine yourself, when you read the newspapers online, you are going to websites you trust. You're going to newspapers you trust. And this newspaper, it's a big plus when they have the trust. And now people are reading an article. And after they finish reading, you have a section which is also recommended for you. And the majority of people don't understand that this section are also ads. It's usually a combination of ads and articles of the newspaper page. However, people usually not understand that some of them are paid ads. So they think, okay, it's from this site. Okay, there's a new technique to lose 7 pounds in 4 hours. That's crazy. Let's click on it. And therefore you have a lot of trust per default, and we are talking here from the moment of next. So it's the next click. People are not getting interrupted here, and people are exploring a topic. On social, for example, you just, show people the ad and everybody understands it's an ad. Everybody get a little bit pissed off to see the ad now. And here you let people explore it a little bit more. And you let people also explore it because you have an advertorial and you have a different kind of funnel. If you want to learn more about how a funnel looks like on native and so on and so forth, then definitely check out my other videos here on YouTube where I'm talking just about the funnel on native, how it looks like, and my personal recommendations for a native advertising funnel. But back to the topic. So you have a very high level of trust here because people are reading always usually the same newspaper, and people are not recognizing that these kind of ads are ads. Let's jump to the second point. And the second point is, it's a bit of a negative part because you just have paid only ads. So on social you can create posts. You can create posts and you will have automatically a natural reach. For example, especially on platforms like Instagram, if you do Reels, or on TikTok, if you do some funny videos, you will have a reach per default. Also, if you don't pay anything for it. On native, to get reach, you have to pay. So without money, nothing is possible. So that's kind of a negative point here. Without money, you will not reach anybody out there. Let's jump to the third point. And the third point is it's scalable. And what I mean by that is, when we talk about native, we're not just talking about one company. Because imagine, when we talk about TikTok ads, we're just talking about one company, which is TikTok. When we talk about Facebook and Instagram ads, we talk about Meta, which is also one company. And I think you get a point. However, as a user there, you need an account. As a user there, you have to open the app. As a user there, you have to interact with the platform. When we talk about native, we're not just talking about one dedicated company, we are talking about the whole open web. Because imagine, you buy a new laptop, you buy a new desktop, you buy a new tablet, you buy a new iPhone. Every of these devices has a browser, and almost everybody is using a browser and the internet on a daily basis. Doesn't matter if you're reading the newspaper, if you're reading some of your favorite travel blogs, or if you're checking the stock exchanges. Everybody of us is using usually the browser and the open web. So you don't need an account on TikTok. You just can use the open web. And this means you have a huge reach of almost every person who is using the internet with, for example, Taboola and Outbrain in combination. So that means with money, with some dollars in the background, you can reach almost every person who is using the internet. And last but not least is that it's also for sneaky products. And what I mean by that is, there are some products which are getting banned, or which are banned and which are forbidden on traffic sources like Facebook, for example. And what happens usually also for dropshipping or for affiliate marketing, it's a bit more complicated. And also if you're in the health area or in the weight loss area, it's way harder to get profitable campaigns on Facebook than on native, for example. On native, There are also restrictions and there are also rules and also some products which are forbidden. However, it's easier to advertise, let's say, more sneaky products like weight loss products, health related products, and this kind of stuff. By the way, if you're interested in this, check out one of my latest videos where I'm talking about exactly these kind of products and what are the possibilities there to advertise on native. So yeah, these are my 4 points for native, and you see in all these traffic sources we have some positive points, we have some negative points. At the end of the day, it's usually a combined marketing. So don't just recommend one traffic source if you have a higher spending. It usually makes sense to combine them. So combine Taboola with Facebook, with TikTok, and make a multi-marketing channel strategy, because this is usually working the best. If you liked that video, I would extremely appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, and of course, if you subscribe to my channel to receive updates when I upload a new video here on YouTube about nothing but native. Have a good one. See you next time.